family, I'm so sorry that I was not able to get this review up to you earlier, and I do apologize for missing our Bachelor after show. I don't know if any of you saw my post, but I was having work done in my apartment and it ran a lot longer than intended, so I just was not able to get it up to you in time. And I didn't want to film while they were working on the apartment because you would have been able to hear all kinds of banging and clicking and clacking, and it just would have been a waste of a review. So I'm doing it now. The apartment is free and ready to go. The studio is open. Let's get into The Bachelor. I thought it was a good episode. I think we had a lot of front runners come out of nowhere. We had a heartbreaking leave by Elyse. You know, COLTON was making some leeway with the girls. Anya and Nicole was getting into it. It was a good episode, and I could not wait to talk to you guys about it. So let's get into it. So Messy Heather gets the one-on-one date. I'm happy for her. I think it's about time, you know what I mean? She was like a lot of the girls stressing about meeting with COLTON, and she had to get that kiss in. I was excited. I really, really was. I know I always talk about how messy she is because I think that she was one of the people who was bringing up that beef between Hannah Beast and Miss North Kakalaki. I think she was the one that was stirring up all that drama, but she's become a front runner for me, guys. I didn't see it, but after this date, I was just like, ooh, could you be Miss Underwood? Let's talk about it. So COLTON gives Heather the one-on-one date, and one thing I've noticed about COLTON, he loves rubbing a thigh. He was rubbing her little bony thigh. I was like, Heather ain't got an ounce of meat on her, but COLTON is grabbing at something, okay? And I can't believe that I'm saying this because I really thought that Miss North Kakalaki was the one for COLTON after their date because I felt like they had a really strong connection. But this date with Heather, I was just like, you know what? I can see this. I can see them being an actual couple. I can see these two getting married. It just, I don't know, guys. When I was watching this date, I just was like, this seems right. They fit together. It works. Like, I was looking at them like, you guys are equally yoked. I think you need to get married before Miss North Kakalaki comes and mess up the vibe yet again. I think that this is the one. And I could be wrong because he still hasn't had a one-on-one date with Skipper, who you all think that he's going to pick. I did too. But now I'm looking at Heather and I'm like, they just match, guys. They just match. Their innocence matched, their naivete matched. I just felt like she would be a very good partner for him because they're in the same space. And it's not just with sex. I think just in knowing who they are at this point, because with COLTON, I feel like he's not awkward, right? He comes off awkward and weird, but I saw a picture of him, and we'll talk about that on Batch Chat, which I'm filming tomorrow. I saw a picture of him in this like big and tall suit. He looked a hot mess. And he wrote in the picture, if you're wondering why I'm at this age still a virgin, this is a picture of me in high school. And what I'm thinking, and I called it early, I think that COLTON just got hot. I don't think that he was always this attractive. I think this body that he's living in, this attention that he's getting is very new for him and he's not used to it. So it comes off as awkward when people see him and he doesn't give off that machismo that normally attractive guys give off. You know what I mean? Like, not machismo, but it's a kind of a cockiness that attractive guys give off, where it's just like they walk in a room and they know that you are attracted to them. So they act a certain way. They act very sure of themselves. And COLTON is not sure of himself yet because he has not yet really lived long enough in this body with this attention to really know how to work it yet. So that's where I feel like Heather matches him, because in that experience level as well, she's there with him. I think she gives off evangelical to me, you know what I mean? Like evangelical church kid who grew up in a very sort of strict kind of bubble in this show, and just this whole experience and being with him on this date. All of it is such a new experience for her. And she's just figuring out who she is as well with this sort of kind of freedom. And I could be wrong, but I just get that from her, and I'm not throwing out a judgment that I don't know anything about. I'm a former church kid, so I get it, you know? So that's what it's like. I feel like they're both experiencing the world at the same time and at the same rate. I like this couple together. Heather is in my top. Who am I knocking out? Elyse. We'll talk about her later. Okay, so can we talk about how Heather was doing the most to get a kiss from COLTON? I mean, every time they got close, she's just like, yeah. Like just giving him all kinds of preteen signals. Because I was looking at her and I was like, I remember doing this when I was 12. I'm like, girl, you 23. You got to let this man know that you want him. Wrap them bony legs around that man. Put them A-cups in his face and let him know that you mean business. Stop the games. I kept on watching it like this date, although cute, was awkward as hell. No shade. Heather gives me young old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she has a young old presence, young old face. Like, she gives me preteen and soccer mom at the same damn time. You know what I mean? It's like from any angle, she could be 12 or 47. I'm just like, Heather, what is it? Maybe it's the sheltering or whatever, but I was just like, girl, she was trying though. She had on her hoops and her little booty shorts with no booty. She was trying, but she just gives me like, just sheltered Little House on the Prairie. Which is why I think she's perfect for COLTON. I sincerely hope that this experience opens up a new world for her. Like, I want Heather to like travel. I want her to go to a Bruno Mars concert. I want her to, you know, join a twerk contest. You know what I mean? Get neon acrylics. I want her to just experience the world. You know what I mean? Like, dye your hair blue. You give me pink. Dye your hair a nice little pink. You know what I mean? Get a tattoo while you're in Thailand. It's all happening. I'm going to start reviewing Vanderpump Rules again as well. I stopped reviewing that show because they are awful. But I'm so happy for Tom. I have to talk about their journey. So if you're into that show, just stay tuned because that review will be posted Thursday. Listen, can we talk about how COLTON gave her the first date rose without a kiss? Like, is this one of the first dates where there hasn't been like any intimacy and she got a rose? That's dope. You know what I mean? You ain't have to put out to get a rose. Go here, girl. He goes to give her the rose and Heather thinks that this is the kiss. So she's like leaning in for the kiss and he like pivots his head to the other side and he hugs her and he gives like this weird look. Like, he gave an awkward look. Like, it felt really uncomfortable to be in that moment. I still think he liked her, but I think he knew what she was waiting for. I think he knew what the producers wanted. And it was just like, I don't know. I could feel that he was feeling very weird about it. Can we talk about how he was telling her on the date that her never being kissed before, could pose a problem for him? And I'm like, excuse me, pot meat kettle. How was she too innocent for you? Boy, what? That's what everybody else is talking about with you. And you're going to do the same thing with Heather? No, y'all both where y'all need to be in this relationship. Y'all on the same damn plane. Get your ticket and take off. And then we get to the last part of their one-on-one date. And this date goes from very awkward to cheesy to adorable. And like within a span of minutes, because Heather still, demanding this kiss without saying anything, but giving everything, moving the hair, looking at him. And they're both making very awkward conversation. It's just like, oh my goodness, the sky, it's pitch black outside, okay? Look at that. Can you believe that? Look at the colors. Wow. Oh, the ocean. The sounds. And I'm like, oh God, for the love of God, please just kiss her and get it over with. So finally, oh God, it was so corny. It was so corny. But you know what? For a first kiss, why not? Why not? So he's like, look, oh, there's something going on in the clouds. And then the fireworks start. And then I love that she was too preoccupied with this, with the fireworks to not really be ready for the kiss, because it caught her off guard. And I'm glad it did, because she was vying for that kiss the entire date. And I was just imagining COLTON. Could you imagine being on a date with somebody for hours, like a whole freaking day, and you know that they want to kiss? Like, they're giving you every signal, and it gets to the point where it's just uncomfortable. So I was glad for the both of them that they got this over with. But I will say what I love about this show is that it's so cheesy to the point where it's just like nauseating. But then it gets really cute. It gets really cute and adorable, because I was just like, oh, please let this date be over with. But then when the fireworks happened, and then when he kissed her, and then, you cut to the confessional and she's like, I kissed a boy. It was cute, because I guess you can all go back to that. You know what I mean? That first moment, it's just like, oh my gosh, girl. I teared up a bit. I was really proud of her. You know what I mean? Because for somebody who's never kissed a boy before, she knew what she was doing, okay? Like, she was giving him lip. She kissed him, right? Then she took a moment and she took him in and she let the first kiss breathe. Then she went in again. And then mother got so comfortable, she dropped one hand and was doing a one-arm lean-in kiss. And I was like, okay, you never kissed. She did say boy though. Listen, them shelter kids is freaks. Don't let them fool you. Then after this kiss, Colton looks at Heather with her bosom, them 8 cups sitting on him, right? He looks at her and he says, and more first to come. What? Is this Miss Colton Underwood that we're looking at right here? I wouldn't be mad at it. I would watch that cheesy cookie cutter wedding and bawl my eyes out. Listen, don't let this inner city girl fool you, okay? I will watch the Food Network, Hallmark, Lifetime on a Saturday morning under some covers with a cup of mint tea and just cry all day. You know what? Am I a 47-year-old white woman? You know, I never thought about that. It explains this show and my love for it. You know what? I did say that I see myself in Heather. Let's talk about Elyse. Listen, girl, I caught the game and I fully support it. When Elyse was sitting there just watching the other girls, you know, trying to drum up tears, having these confessionals, looking out at the water in Thailand and just sitting there contemplating love, I knew exactly what homegirl was doing. Because when I was watching Elyse doing all these antics, I thought back to, I was just like, you know what? This looks really familiar. Where did I see this drama, this acting, this talent? Where did this come from? I thought back and I was like, you know what? I remember seeing this on The Bachelor in Paradise last season. Did she take a page out of Colton's book because homegirl is vying for the bachelorette position? Yes, she is, and I fully support it, okay? I knew from the minute she started looking around, and this is so hard for me. I said, oh, get it, Elyse. Get it, Elyse. I am here for it, okay? Although I'm catching Elise's game, work, sis. I see it, right? I am a little disappointed in the fact that every season, whether it's The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, there are always a couple of contestants who are always just like, it's so hard falling in love with someone who's splitting their time with 30 other people. What did you think you were signing up for? Can y'all please let that die out? Like, nobody cares that you are crying because somebody that you have feelings for is dating other people. That's the name of the game. That's what the show is. Please don't sign up for that if you can't handle it, because we, the viewers, are done. Because what I think they're doing is being manipulative. They're doing this whole, you know, cry fest and having all these emotions to show us, the viewers, that they are really sincere about their feelings and that they really, really want you to feel how hard it is to be in this house and be around all of these other people when the one that they love is dating everybody else. I'm like, Elyse, you got a one-on-one. Nobody else. Like, how many other girls have had a one-on-one? Tay-Tay, Cassie, oh, I can't wait to talk about that date. Spicy. Elyse, Heather just now, Miss North Kakalaki. Has it been like 4 girls? Right? Only 4 girls out of what, like 30 chicks? And you're complaining? No, sis, you scamming. Bravo. Bravissimo. I see it and I support it. Work. Still Team Elyse, but I didn't like this. And sis, I gotta call it out. So Heather, Miss Innocent, she walks in with her rose and she's like, oh my gosh, guys, you know what I mean? And she wants to tell the girls about everything. And although the girls are competing with Heather, she's just such a little quail. Is that a bird? You know, just a little bird, a little hummingbird. You know what I mean? So you're just like, so when she walks in the room, they're all like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she sits down and she starts telling them about the date. And she wants to tell them about her first freaking kiss. And what does Elyse do? Oh, wow. Glad that you had a great time. And then she gets up and leaves and makes Heather's moment about her. And oh, girl, I love you. I didn't like that. I didn't like that because regardless of what this show is about, Heather just had her first kiss with a boy. And she wanted to tell everybody about it. And you took that from her. I felt so bad because she was looking and she was just like, And all the other girls was just like, but you know who was living for this? Demi, messy Demi was like, what's going on? Oh, she's so messy. And that's why we love her. If y'all don't know how calculated this move is, I feel sorry for you. No shade, it's okay. We all learning, Because Elyse wore a wedding dress to break up with Colton. Give me drama, girl. Give me drama. Then she goes there, and one thing you got to work on, girl. If you get picked to be the Bachelorette, you got to cry on cue. It is very, very hard. You have to go to a dark place. I suggest, because I know you're in LA now, I suggest that you go to a Meisner acting studio, and they will, sad to say, but they will drum up. The classes will drum up some very hard moments that you have to store to be able to cry on cue. It's difficult. I wouldn't recommend it, but listen, it's going to get the job done. What the hell? My dryer. Oh, that's what they were working on all day, that damn washer and dryer. All this money I pay, and they can't get a washer and dryer right? Oh, they gonna hear from me, because I'm a what? I'm a 47-year-old white woman. I'm gonna get this job done. Don't play with me. Let me speak to the manager. Oh, okay. Can we just jump back real quick to when Heather was having her moment, trying to let the girls know about her first kiss, and then Elyse took that moment from her. The camera was panning around the room. Baby, it stopped on Nicole, and I said, Nicole is not a night person. Nicole could barely keep her eyes open. Heather is trying to talk. Elyse is still in focus, and Nicole is like, girl, what time is it? Nicole is like, listen, I have a bedtime, and this production is not working around that. Anyway, back to Elyse trying to snag that #1 spot. I see you, sis, and I'm not hating. She's trying to cry and emote and also give face to the camera. Colton is like, oh, hell no, sis. You're not taking my scene. He goes full on toddler, puts his big head, and he's, big hands. Yes. And he's like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't like it. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? A woman that you are interested in is trying to break up with you, and the whole time she's talking to the back of his head because he doesn't want to hear it. He can't handle it. You know what? It's so unattractive and attractive at the same time. It's just like this big, innocent man. And then it's just like, but who wants to raise another man? Like, women, that's all we do. We just raise them in our entire life. And I'm just like, who wants to do that? Who wants to raise your partner? But then it's so cute how, like, innocent and childlike he is at times. I'm confused. Or maybe it's my cycle. Is it that time? TMI. Bravo, Elyse. I see what you were doing, and I liked it. That was a good move. You pulled the Colton on Colton. Work. But I also think, and let's just be messy here, because come on, that's what Bachelor Nation is. I also think that maybe Elyse got like a call or a text message or a FaceTime from her real boyfriend, who was just like, listen, I was okay with this when I said you could go, but it's been a couple weeks now and my woman still ain't home. Bring your behind home. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm in Thailand. Meet me at this hotel or I'm gonna blow your spot up. I think that's probably what happened. I think she had a man back home who was just like, okay, you told me you would do 3 weeks on this show. It's over a month at this point. What's going on? What are you doing? Come back home. I think that's what happened. I think a dude was just like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not playing this game. Because you know how guys are like, oh yeah, it's cool, it's fine, go do what you want to do. And then you actually end up, you know, being very successful on The Bachelor. And he's just like, oh hell no, I want my woman back. What y'all think happened? Do y'all really think that Elyse was just like, I can't take you having all the attention? I don't think that. I think that she was always playing this Bachelorette position, but something made her cut out early. And I'm thinking it was, honestly, her boyfriend was just like, no, we're done. Like, come on home. I'm not going to sit and wait for you as you kiss up and play wifey to another dude on TV. That's what it felt like to me. Because I'm like, what else could make you leave? It wasn't no makeup opportunity. It couldn't have been that. It was either a man or she just was not into him. And she was like, I can't fake it anymore. get me out of here. What y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. This group date, Hannah the Beast. I love her. I kind of want her to be the Bachelorette, but I just feel like it would be too much wacky in one show. Hire wacky contestants, and then the Bachelorette is, two cans short of a six-pack. You can't do that, but she is such good TV. I mean, this girl was literally eating grass and dirt to get Colton's attention. Listen, she is what reality TV is made for. That is the type of person on reality TV that will always work, because I'm like, this girl, she's just eating dirt. Eating dirt, eating bugs. Hannah is doing whatever to get Colton and the camera's attention. And I'm here for it. A little girl is growing up. She's learning the game. The juxtaposition of Colton freaking out over scorpions, little inchworms, and a snake, while the women are like, oh, I'll do it. A scorpion? I'll look at it. Oh, I'll kiss it. Tay almost kissed a damn scorpion. The ladies are eating bugs. They're putting on a snake. Nicole is picking up an eel. None of the women are fazed, but Colton is freaking out and running away from every and anything, while all the women are around the tour guide or whatever, the survival guy. They're all around him like, oh, cool, what's that? I'll do that. Let me see this. And Colton is just like, in the back, mortified, clenching his pearls. Let's talk about Tay. Let me tell you something. Tay all of a sudden became the leader of the group. Her and Colton, Katie, and poor Nicole. Girl, you gotta get more aggressive. We'll talk about Nicole later. They were on this group date, but they were a team within this group date challenge. And so Tay goes, you know what? Me and Colton are gonna go look for water. You guys can go look for worms and trash. Gullible Katie and Nicole was just like, okay, sure. I would have been like, no, you go look for trash. Me and Colton are gonna go roam around this woods and do absolutely nothing but fondle each other. Cause child, Colton know how to fondle. Let me tell you something. He might not know how to do nothing else, but he done some things. I see it in him. Anyway, she convinces the two of them to go look for jungle trash. And her and Colton go roaming in the woods, and like not even 2 feet away from them. As soon as they separated, Tay was like, oh, come here. And she just grabs Colton. He can't get himself together because he wasn't ready. And I think he also was feeling a little beat down because Elyse was like, deuces, like, you're not worth me staying in this competition, basically is what she said. I know she said, oh, I don't think that I can get there like all the other girls. But in reality, you're telling the dude that, nah, I'm good. I'm good on you. Now it's a helicopter. Or a spaceship. Ugh. Why? What did I do, right? What did I do to deserve 2 episodes where the Black woman on this show is just doing the most? Doing the most for no reason. Last week, Courtney got on my nerves. This week, Anya. What are you doing? Anya in her one wig is just shaking up Thailand with her mess. I didn't like nothing that she did. Nothing. I did not like it. I felt like, listen, bullying, harsh words, right? I get it. I was bullied. I was a bully. I got to tell my truth too. I understand I understand the term. I understand the weight that it holds. When Nicole said that to Colton, I felt some kind of way, right? And then I had to assess it. And I just said, you know what? Anya was picking on someone who she felt was weaker. She felt that Nicole was the weakest link, so she could get her out of there and cut out her competition, because she couldn't go for other people that Colton was having a strong connection with. So what she did was try to stay another week, because she knows that she's not making the same kind of leeway that the other women are making with Colton. So she knows it's either her, Nicole, or what's that other girl? I forget her name, but she looks like, no shade, Jay Leno in a lace front wig. She gives me Jay Leno. She knows it's either them 3. So she can't go after Jay Leno. She can't go after Demi because she has made some leeway. So who is she going to go after? Because she's just like, it's not going to be me. So it got to be Nicole. I didn't like this. Nicole was so blindsided by this. And then for her to go to Colton and make up this story that Elyse, and this was a good move though, I'll give you that, because Elyse is not here to defend the story, because Elyse was there the whole time. And if you said that she told you something about Nicole, why did you wait for her to get cut, or for her to cut herself to then tell Colton this? Why didn't you tell him when she was still there? Because it was a lie. I feel like Anya lied. I really, really do. And Tay confirmed it because I was getting so pissed off at Anya. I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you go there and say, oh, Elyse told me that Nicole was not really here for you? Well, who cares? If she was, ain't none of y'all there for Colton. None of y'all. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. The only person who is probably there for Colton is Hannah. Hannah? Yeah, crazy Hannah. Hannah and Heather. Those are the only two who are probably really there for him. But let's stop playing. Y'all all here trying to get put on, right? Ain't no way you here for Colton. Not if you bring in one wig. Let me tell you something. A black woman don't bring one wig nowhere if she's a wiggy. You're not bringing one wig and you're going to be gone for damn near 3 to 4 months. Come on, sis. You playing games. You playing games. And I just didn't like what she did. I don't know. I feel so uncomfortable watching her do that to that girl. Like she knew that Nicole would break down because she talked about it before. I do agree with Anya. She wasn't going around telling people that she was emotionally unstable. She was saying that she was acting like that. Yes, words matter, but Anya, sis, you knew what you was doing. You were trying to get her out and it backfired on you because Tay, thank God for a sister with sense on this show. Somebody that can represent us correctly. Tay was just like, no, that didn't happen. I was there for the whole conversation. And did you see how Anya changed up real quick? Because she only does that with people who she knows she can get over with. She only pulls that crap with Nicole because she knows that Nicole will break down and cry in the corner. But she ain't pulling with Tay. She ain't pulling with Demi. She knew who to do that to. And that's where I think that Nicole got the bullying from, because that's what bullies do. They pick out a weak link and they put all of that anger and frustration and sadness on them from whatever's going on in their lives, and they put it on another person, because what is happening is they got to regurgitate that, because what's sitting in them is just making them crazy, making them uncomfortable, making them sick. So what better to do than put it on somebody else so that I can get it off of me and live free in that moment. But you're not really freeing yourself. You're just making yourself even sicker. I know what I'm talking about. So I can agree with Nicole in that sense. And I could feel Anya with those words hurting her. But I'm like, sis, if you wouldn't never did that, she would have never had nothing to call you out on. It was wrong. It was so wrong. And then to like sit there and be like, oh, if I would have known that that's what she would have said, then I would have thought about it totally different. And I would have, not even said anything to Colton. But you did. And you never went to fix it. You never went to fix it. Had she been like, oh my gosh, I thought that's what Elyse meant, lying. Let me go and tell Colton the truth and fix it with Nicole. Because Nicole comes back after talking to Colton. She's broken. She's crying all over the place. And Elyse is not even trying to clean it up. Even after she's been called out on her lies by Tay. She's not even cleaning it up. She's in the confessional with a martini. Like she's stunting. Like, you are the star of this show. Don't nobody like you now. Don't nobody like you now. You done made this such an uncomfortable position for yourself just because you went too far. Let me tell you something. If Anya went after Demi, nobody would be saying anything, because Demi is just as big as a villain. If the villains went after each other, it just would have been good drama and good TV. No, Anya went after Nicole, who ain't bothering nobody. So you look like a bully, sis. How dare you come on this show and embarrass me? Like I'm the only black person in Bachelor Nation. But how dare you? How dare you? Black people, listen, I'm gonna give you a black people secret. Whatever we do and anything, even if you're a CVS manager, you are still representing the black community. There is not one black person that lives their life and they are just living it for them damn selves. Everything we do represents the black community. It's just the way it is. So if you were coming on this show, and you know good and well we didn't start appearing on this show until, a year ago. And you gonna come on here and embarrass us like that with the one wig, with the questionable fashions, with those weird chandelier earrings, those unblocked brows, never line the lip, never, like you just show up with chapstick on and you are national TV, and then you pick on the weakest person on the show who's not bothering anyone. Who last week, she was the one that was comforting Courtney. Who, girl, casting, listen, please, listen, y'all, if y'all love me, get this to ABC, get this to Bachelor and their casting department, because y'all need me. Y'all need me. Just hire me for the diversity casting. I'm telling you, I will give y'all some good contestants. especially with the black woman. Because y'all need help in that area. Y'all are slacking. Y'all are slacking in the black and Asian area. Yes, y'all need better representation. Y'all need better representation. Even with the white women, let's stop picking them from middle America. Can we get a white girl from the Bronx on this show? Even a white chick from Queens. She would turn this mansion upside down. Could you imagine a bachelor cutting a white chick from Queens? Child! Good TV. Guys, hire me for a day. I want $5 million though. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Let's stop playing. Y'all $1 billion show. Y'all got it. Please, can we mix it up? These cookie cutter broads, all they do is cry and get their heart broken. I need a girl who is just like held to the nose. Who was the casting director who casted Rachel? Can we bring them back? They did a good job with her. Man, I can't take it. I can't take it because although I didn't like what Anya was doing, I was like, Nicole, you got to stop crying, okay? You should have went up to Anya after you talked to Colton. You should have went up to Anya, took off your earrings, let her know you mean business, girl. Take off your shoes, get flat-footed, hold your position, and look at her and be like, sis, don't you ever come for me. How dare you? And then take a moment, look around, let them heifers know you mean business, and then rip that wig off her head. Let me tell you something, she would never come for you again. It would be great TV too. But you sat there and cried. So she knew she had you. She knew that she could do that to you whenever she felt like it. And she didn't feel any remorse. Sometimes, I'm telling you, as a former bully and as a kid who was bullied, sometimes you got to take a brick and knock a bully in the head. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Let's get to this spicy date with Cassie and Colton. So, Cassie and Colton go on this date, and let me tell you something. I am so proud of Cassie because she was doing the most for her demo reel. Homegirl was just giving face to the camera, acting like she was so happy to be hugged up with Colton on this tugboat. I was like, girl, get out of here. Ain't nothing romantic about it. Then they go to like this private island, which was like a block of sand and water. I was just like, okay, you know what? They spent a lot of their budget, so this will have to do. But baby, this is what I want to talk about. That kiss. So they are like kissing or whatever, and Colton starts grabbing the cakes. And I'm like, is he grabbing Cassie's cakes? And I had to pause the TV, and then I went back and I said, oh, he is grabbing. He was double cheeked up, just like grabbing the cakes, didn't feel any kind of way. Normally with anybody else, he's very hesitant. He holds his hands a certain way. He doesn't go down too far. With Cassie, he was just like, oh no, I'm going there and I'm going to enjoy myself. Then they were in the water. She like has her legs wrapped around him. And I'm just like, okay. Is tonight the night? Like, is this the night that you lose it? Because this date was steamy. And I was like, yes, Cassie, go ahead. Because later they go and talk and she's like, listen, I'm not a virgin. And not only am I not a virgin, I'm not a virgin, okay? So she was just letting him know, I've done it, I enjoy it, and I want to keep it up. In this conversation, I felt like Cassie was in a way telling him that, at least I felt that, I don't think she's the kind of woman who will wait for a Colton. I was trying to find another way to say it, but I just feel like Cassie is just like, listen, I like sex. I want to keep it up. My family knows I'm having sex now. My family knows that I'm riding a bull, and I don't want to stop it. I don't want to stop. So I also am feeling some sort of way about dating somebody that's a virgin because I'm not. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably going to be a problem with them in the long run because Colton moves at a different pace. And I don't think it's because he's trying to be Mr. Respectful or Mr. Christian. I just think he's just uncomfortable right now in his body. And I don't think that Cassie would want to be bothered with a dude trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, Cassie is that kind of girl who, you know how you hear, and we've talked about it before in my comment section, about how women are not used to having orgasms, like they don't. And I don't think that Cassie is that girl. I think that Cassie is just like, oh, neither one of us is getting up till we both are happy. You know what I mean? She's the kind of girl who does not waste her time. She knows what she wants and she keeps it pushing. If you can't give it to her, she's going to get it from somewhere. And I'm not hating on that. I respect that. You know what I mean? I love when a woman knows what she wants and she don't play no games about it. So I feel like Colton is not on her level. I feel like she's the type of girl who probably needs somebody more experienced in just life. And I just don't think that she would want to slow herself down until he catches up to her, because why should she? They just don't seem matched. I feel like Colton and Heather are a better match, but this date, it was giving me Colton and Katie vibes, because there are women that he's attracted to. There are women that he likes. There are women that he is looking at for the long run. I feel like Cassie and Katie, he thinks about them, but he knows a better decision is somebody else for him. That date was spicy. I said, is he grabbing the cakes? Okay, Colton, I see you. Yes, Cassie. And you know what? Mother didn't even flinch. She was getting her cakes grabbed and was just like, okay, this is what we do. Yes, girl. Kerpa. What was going on with her face? Like, she had a full-on bandage, and I was just like, wait, did she fall out of the plane? Did she get beat up? What happened? Nobody talked about it, but she's in every scene. Like, she's giving advice. She's in confessionals with a huge Band-Aid on her chin, and none of it is discussed in this entire episode. Okay, this is what we're doing now. Same way I feel about Cassie is the same way I feel about Tay Tay. Because in her date, even though she's having this time with Colton on the beach with the lantern, it's so cute. But I just feel like they're miles apart from each other. You know, she started to look a bit motherly to me on this moment with Colton on the beach. And it was intimate and it was cute, but I was just like, you're going to have to teach him a lot, girl. And you just don't feel like that. And there are some women who do that. You know what I mean? There are some women who won't mind it. I wouldn't mind. If I had a Colton who ain't know nothing, you know, I'll be your teacher. But I just don't think that that's Tay Tay. I don't think that that's Cassie. They are not those girls. They know what they want, and they are movers and shakers. And to be with a guy like Colton, or anybody who's less experienced in life in general, and you are somebody who has done so much, like Tay Tay has had a whole husband before. You think she got time to raise Colton? Nope. So anyway, we end the episode with Nicole telling Colton that Anya is bullying her. Listen, Nicole got some cojones out of nowhere and was just like, this girl is not going to get me up out of this competition without a fight. She was just like, I want you to know that I am here for you. I want to be here for you. Anya is bullying me. She tears me down and she makes me feel bad, which is true. I believe it. I believe that Anya picks at her. Even when the cameras are not watching, I believe when they're in the house, she's picking at her, she's telling her things. She's trying to break the girl down so she can get out of this competition. I wouldn't be surprised if Anya was probably behind Elyse leaving. If they're doing all this private talking, she was probably like, you know what, girl, you should leave. This ain't for you. You know what I mean? Anya gives me that. She's messy, but she's sloppy. Like, she's not messy, calculated, and clean like Demi or Heather. Catch Heather. She's not messy like that. She's messy in a way where it gets everywhere and you get exposed and it doesn't work, sis. You got to be better with your mess. You got to be better with it. So then Colton goes and talks to Anya and it's just like, listen, first of all, Anya, what the hell is this? What were these two things that were hanging down? Like, this one wig. You did not come to play ball. He talks to Anya and he's just like, listen, Nicole told me that you were bullying her, and I get bullied. What? She is delusional. Like, I can't believe she said that about me, Colton. Oh my God, really? What? She's a liar. She doesn't cry. She's lying, Colton. She's a liar. I hate the way she says liar. Liar. Anyway, so Colton leaves, and then they go talk, and then Colton is trying to see everybody else. He all booed up with Katie, who got, she got the girls in his face. Katie know what to do, how to take notes. So she's, trying to, get him all hot and bothered. But they can't even get into it because Anya and Nicole are so loud that everybody can hear them fighting. And listen, the girls listening to Anya and Nicole fighting is me. They weren't going over there to the mess, but they were listening. They were giving ear to hear, okay? They were looking over and they was just like, and Demi was just like, I want to be a fly on the wall. Tay-Tay was like, Demi, she was like, what? You don't want to be? Demi, something's going to happen with her next week. Oh, guys, next week is going to be good. But let me wrap this up. So Colton then goes over there to try to figure out what it is. They're still arguing, not even noticing that he's there. He gets up and leaves and he walks away. Anya chases him. Nicole chases him. He's like, I don't care. I think they're both getting cut next week. Sorry, Nicole. It's sad that you got caught up in this mess, but let's be real, honey. You and Colton didn't really have a connection. Anya, it's time for you to go. You could have stayed a little bit longer, but you just got messy. You got sloppy. You got sloppy, sis. That's on you. That's on you. Sometimes the producers push you too far, and now it's just like you're the villain. You're the villain of Bachelor Nation at this point for this season. You better hope that they bring the Bachelorette real quick so people can forget about you, girl, because what you did tonight, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to live down. That was just, it was ugly, girl. It did not look good on you. But that's where it ends next week, guys. Next week looks good. I normally go to bed right after I watch The Bachelor or sometimes before it comes on because I'm on this detox. I am tired all the damn time, guys. But I know for like the first few weeks, I'm just really depleting the toxins or whatever in my body, and then I'll get that energy. But right now, I'm just really tired, so I can't really stay up too late. But I think if I got the energy, I think I'm going to do my review right after The Bachelor on Monday night because it looks like it's going to be so good. I just want to get in front of the camera and talk to you guys right away. So we will see. Later in the week, I'm going to do a live and then I'm going to upload batch chat because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Baby Becca, Rachel getting her wedding planner, some other stuff happened in the Bachelor Nation that I want to talk to you guys about. So I'll make sure to put that up this week as well. Stay tuned for my Vanderpump review, my Real Housewives of New Jersey, my Real Housewives of Atlanta review. What else am I reviewing? I think that's pretty much it. Does anybody watch Made in Staten Island? I'm checking that out tonight as well to see if that's something interesting in Lindsay Lohan's beach resort or beach club, whatever. That show is messy and I'm into it. So let me know if you guys want to talk about that as well. I'll put up a bunch of stuff for you guys this week and also some Black History Month stuff because what? Ow, Black. Child, happy Black History Month. Black hair don't play, it fights back. But yes, I'm going to be putting up some stuff for that too. So stay tuned to the channel. It's going to be very active. Keep me in your prayers because this detox is taking me down. But it's going to be worth it. My cheekbones are coming back, you see? Yes, serve. Serve. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.